There are an almost endless number of reasons to visit Poland. Poland is home to 14 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The food is incredible and the history is gripping. It's cheap too. Of course, it's possible to get into some trouble. If you want to keep the locals happy and make sure you hit all the right hotspots, follow these things not to do. Know before you go. 1. Don't check your inhibitions at the door. Use good judgment, avoid poorer areas after dark, and think twice before you go home with any strangers. That being said, Poland still has a very low crime rate overall, so you'll be safe. 2. Don't leave without checking the weather. Obviously, the weather in Poland is different depending on the season, but you should be aware that the temperature in the country can swing to the extremes with ease. Plan ahead, you've been warned. 3. Don't skip dessert. Polish cuisine is pretty mouth-watering as a whole, but even if you don't indulge in the odd pastry or two, break that rule for Polish dessert. Every one of your senses will thank you. 4. Don't be a jerk to the locals. Lots of countries have a reputation for their friendly locals. The Poles take it to a new level. If you end up chatting with someone too long, you might find yourself invited over for dinner, which you probably shouldn't pass up. 5. Don't forget about Krakow. You'll probably fly into Warsaw, which can easily serve as a base for operations for your trip. Thanks to the city's vibrant thrum, you can find yourself enamored for days. If you stick around the capital city, however, you'll be missing out on the legendary Krakow, which is like a storybook village come to life. 6. Don't jaywalk. In some countries, it might not be that big a deal to cross the street anywhere it seems convenient. In Poland, you might get slapped with a 500 zloty fine. If you want to shell out the $136 to cover it, then cross the street freely. Otherwise, cross at the appointed intersections. 7. Don't forget that pickpockets are a thing. In areas where a lot of tourists congregate, your odds increase that a pickpocket is lurking around. If you leave your belongings unattended, they will get stolen. Just keep a hand on your souvenirs and an eye on your wallet while you're taking in Poland's sights. 8. Don't travel in unlicensed taxis. If you're in Krakow or Warsaw, make sure that you only catch a ride with taxis that display both the company name and the phone number on top of each cab. You should also make sure that the cabbie's license number is displayed, that the meter works and it's used. 9. Don't drink too much. You should absolutely check out the beers and vodkas that Poland has to offer, because they're world class. Even better, craft beer has seen a huge resurgence in the country, which means there are different drinks in every corner. Enjoy! But, be responsible and that. So, 10. Don't leave without visiting at least one UNESCO World Heritage Site. Krakow's Historic Centre, Auschwitz, Białowieża Forest, Warsaw's Historic Centre, the medieval town of Torun, the dual churches of peace in Jawor and Swidnica, Centennial Hall in Wroclaw. The place has a lot of cherished history, so much that you can only miss it if you're actively trying. Where do you want to know what not to do in next? Comment below!